video.
It's coming. All right.
Hey.
All right, guys. So Kayla McDonald with Remax Alliance Group, and we have Miss Lindsay Weber with Keystone Mortgage Solutions. And we are live. So, guys, if you have any questions as we go through everything, you can comment in our chat and we'll be able to answer. Or if you just want to say hello, say hello. Today we have the co-founders of the new Brave Academy, Lynette Papapanos and Hannah, right? I'm saying it right, Hughes. Yep. So welcome.
Hello. Thank you.
We're very excited to have you guys on, and we've been talking about having you guys on for a couple months now. So we're really excited that you guys could join us today.
Thanks.
Yes, we are so excited. I know that we've tried to do this, and I think we're in a really good place now to be able to do it. Starting a business is hard. It's really hard.
Yeah. So I think, first of all, I'm just going to ask one, just to explain to everybody who may not know or may not have heard, what is the Brave Academy? And then how did this come to fruition? Like, whose idea was it? Like, how did this all play out?
Yeah. So the story of Brave Academy is like 8 years old, really. And I just joined I guess it all just came to be recently in the past 6 months, really. And it was fast. It's like a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
We're both members of Brave Church, and Hannah's brother is actually our pastor, Pastor Ricky Hughes. And the church was founded 8 years ago, and we are a small church. We're a set up tear down church. We are really like, we're like a family there. And about 8 years ago, when Pastor Ricky was coming up with the ideas for his church, when he felt like he was being led to and called to open a church, this was one of the pillars. There's 4 pillars to our church, and one of them was a school of some sort. He didn't know what it would look like, when it would be, but this is one of the pillars. And about the time that I joined Brave, I heard him mention it a few times, and last October, I just had this revelation of, man, I really want to homeschool my kids. I really, really want to homeschool my kids. And a few weeks later, I was like, what if I open a co-op? That would be so cool. You know, maybe I can use our church's space. And when I called him and I was like, hey, I have an idea. Can I use your space? He was like, well, a few years ago, about 3 years ago, we almost opened up Brave Academy. And I was like, what's that? Like, what do you mean you almost? What does almost mean? So I think that's where like Hannah can lean in. That's where the idea sprung from right now. But Brave Academy has kind of been in the works. So, but I think now Hannah can probably tell you about what that looked like about 3 years ago.
So 3 years ago, we just met a group of parents, my brother, Pastor Ricky, and myself and some teachers that are also members of the church. And we just had a conversation about what it could look like, what it could be. We knew that we wanted to make it affordable and make it accessible to all families. So that is a big core belief in our mission, is that every child should have the opportunity to learn in a Christ-centered environment. We just didn't know what that was going to look like. And at the time we were kind of we were doing the research about possibly starting a private school, but it just, didn't feel like the right time. There was still like a lot to learn. And it is a pretty extensive process. So we kind of just like stopped there for a second. We did research on and off, but it wasn't until Lynette came to Pastor Ricky that he was like, well, hold on, you need to talk to Hannah. And literally put us in a group chat that said, you need to talk. And that was it. So we kept, started talking from there and communicating from there. We met probably a week after he put us in that group chat. And we just, I mean, our visions totally aligned. When she brought the idea of starting a homeschool co-op, it was like, that's it. That's what we can do.
You're like, the
That's
time
what
is
it
now.
was.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just like, that's it. Like, it hadn't even, you know, I've been a public school teacher for 13 years. I've taught in public schools, private schools, charters throughout my career. But the idea of a homeschool co-op never had occurred to me because it was outside of like my wheelhouse. And when she brought the idea of the co-op, I was like, that's it. That's exactly what we're going to do. That's exactly what would make sense for us. So I was really excited for her ideas and for her to bring that to the table. And then we just started talking through the whole process and what it could look like, what we wanted it to be as former public school teachers at this point, because we've both been teaching probably for about the same amount of time.
Yeah. We've each been teaching for 13 years,
Yeah.
and we know a lot of the same
Crazy.
people. It was really incredible how all this came to be. And I think both of our roles that we've had in education, I think God was preparing us for this moment. And Hannah said, like, she's had private school experience, she's had charter school experience, she's had multi-grade level classroom, she's had all these things. And I think the same thing about my roles. I was a teacher. I helped open a K-8 school, the third largest school in the county. And then they bring me up to this role in leadership where I didn't want it. I didn't know I wanted it. And then it was presented to me and I was like, man, all those steps were preparing us like for this moment.
So now you guys are just like,
yeah,
you know,
I mean, just our visions just totally aligned. And we have we're really on the same page from the beginning. And then that was like our sign, like, okay, well, you were waiting for someone, and I think I was waiting for someone to come along. And I think that we're that person for each other. So let's do it.
Yeah. And it's been really great because it's hard. I think you both know just starting from the ground up is hard. But I think it's what Hannah said. I think it was like the pieces were just waiting for each other. And then now it's been easy. It feels like hard, but easy. It feels like God has just kept bringing us through every door. We'll come over challenges that, we pray over it. Things are hard, they're sticky. And then God makes it happen. And it's really a beautiful thing. And I think for a lot of members of Brave Church, seeing it come to fruition, just what they planned 8 years ago to 3 years ago. And they were like, well, maybe one day, and it's happening. So it's really unreal at this point. It doesn't even feel real.
Well, it's about to. I think school's starting soon, right?
Yeah. It doesn't feel real, but it's happening.
Yeah, we will be there, converting the spaces at our church offices. So we will be there in the next couple of weeks, just turning the whole building around, making it into a place for kids to come and learn. And then we'll start August 12th, the same day as public schools. We've tried to keep kind of a calendar that's very similar for families that might still have kids that are in different learning environments, trying to be mindful of that. Because, that's the one thing that I think we both also agree on is that education is not one size fits all. It has to be individualized. So there are environments that could be a good fit for some families. Some, schools, some public schools might be, what that family needs for some of their children, but not for others. So we wanted to try to be mindful that in creating our calendar that and our schedule that, some families might need that flexibility.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But yeah, we'll start the same day.
So when you guys talk about a co-op, so I'm pretty sure I understand what it means, and it's new to me because I've never heard of like a homeschool co-op or anything. So I'm like, oh, like until you are starting this, I was like, I've never heard of that. What is that? What is that? That's a thing? Like, is this something that is like new in general? I think it's very new to our area specifically because I've never heard of it or heard of anybody talk about it. I know that we have some friends who do homeschool their children. And from my understanding, and you correct me if I'm wrong, it's homeschool, but there are meeting sessions or, days or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
so
that's a really good summary.
yeah, exactly. I mean, the way that we kind of like have an easy way to kind of think about it is like, think when you go to college and you pick and
Mhm.
choose what you want to study.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're doing in a homeschool co-op. You are
Mm-hmm.
you are with your child picking and choosing the classes that you want your child to take. And some families, what they typically would do if they want to attend a co-op is, they might be wanting to give their child that like social aspect
Mhm.
of getting to be with other kids and have that. But also aside from that, they might want to teach reading and math, but want to outsource science. And so they might
Mm-hmm.
just sign up for a science class, or they want to teach the core subjects, but not electives. So they might sign up for our Spanish class or our like technology class, things like that.
Yeah, and there's definitely a few co-ops. They're more in the Tampa area or Lutz. There's big ones like that, and the word co-op can mean so many different things. I have a good
Right.
friend of mine that has a local co-op here in Trinity, and hers just meets once a month. They just meet once a month. They do service projects, and they just come together, and that's more of like just a social aspect of it or to serve the community. And we were, as teachers, we wanted to offer an academic co-op, especially on this 54 corridor. It's so busy, and there's a lot of families that co-op and that homeschool, and there's not a co-op around here for that. So it was just right place, right time also, because we're offering these things that these families want. There's families that don't want their kids in the public school system, or
Mhm.
they cannot afford the private school setting, so they just want the pieces of it, like Hannah said. And this also, we're partnering with parents in being a homeschool co-op, so we get to partner with them, a true partnership. We're picking the curriculum, we're choosing the way that we're doing things, and they get to choose, they get to have a say. They're going to be able to look at the curriculum before they even bring it in. That's a lot of things that we don't get to do in the
Yeah.
public school system. So there's a lot less governing control in that sense. So it's really nice. We get to explore so many things in doing this. So it's really nice.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a big thing. I don't have kids, which you guys know, but pretty much I'd say like 99% of my friends do. And I know that it's a big thing, and it's a thing in the news where people are upset about the public school systems, and the parents don't have a say. So having something like this, especially that it's Christian based, is is amazing. They have a say in what their kids are being taught, and they can kind
Yeah.
of pick and choose, I'm sure to a certain extent.
Yes, exactly.
They
And
can't
we
teach
both
all,
we
do all PE classes or anything.
yeah. And we both came from really great schools. The last schools that we were at were both really
Yeah,
good schools. So it was hard to walk away from that when you're coming from good schools, because the core of the school is good, right? But there's
right,
the things that we cannot control, the amount of
right,
testing that kids do. I know that I ran testing the last 2 years at my school, and I helped run it, and it was difficult. It took a toll on me. I saw things that I was just like, whoa, we're doing a lot here.
yeah,
So there are things that we love, and that we're good. Like we're in a great area. So the schools here, they're so great.
hmm,
Um, but there's a lot that we can't control. We really can't. So that was why we did this, is that we wanted to kind of pull the reins in, and do we want to do it? What can we do to make it more engaging, more fun, in a partnership with families? So it's been pretty amazing
Yeah,
picking all that.
the staff at my last school was amazing. Like
Hmm.
that group of educators that I was working with was truly some of the best people that I've worked with in my career. So that part was a little bit hard to leave behind, but we're all going through the same things as teachers. There's a lot of restrictions, a lot of like things that we can't do, or that we are limited as professionals. Everything
hmm,
it's very micromanaged is the point that I'm
Yes.
getting at. Instead of trusting educators like us who really like have a passion for and love helping kids, it's very micromanaged. So it's been a very difficult, transition, trying like to decide how long can we stay in a system that is not working for kids and also not working for teachers.
It's not.
So
we're hoping that Brave Academy is kind of like almost like a launching pad for what future schools could look like too. And this is one option, as a co-op. I know that there's private schools in the area, but this really gives reins to the parents and educators. So this is this is a different route. This is really uncharted waters for us. And it's been like, okay, well, we have to teach reading for this many minutes. And Hannah was like, but we don't. Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, well, you have to teach math. You have to give a test, but you don't. Like you don't have to anymore. And we're kind of breaking chains right now that we were really tied down to. So that's been interesting.
You have a 7-hour school day, and kids are in the classroom probably, honestly, 4 of those hours. And I mean, honestly, most learning happens in like 2 to 3 hours, honestly, because they're kids. They need breaks. They need, their attention spans aren't there. So expecting them to sit for 7 hours, that's like not realistic or healthy, right? So that's our goal, is like to be an environment that's healthy for kids, where they can learn to live well and learn to, learn about like Christianity and our faith, and kind of combine those two, and then be also healthy for families. Some of our long-term goals are to bring those enrichment activities like dance or music or soccer, let's say, into the day. Because so many times, right, like activities, well, you guys know, activities are at the end of the day, and then you're getting home at 9 o'clock at night. So how amazing would it be to be able to have some of those practices, some of those things earlier in the day, so you can be at your family table again at night for dinner.
And with your family.
Yeah.
Not like eating at separate times and
or in the car, or running from one thing to another. So just that's our long-term goal, is really trying to bring those kinds of things into our day versus packing everything in at the end of the day, when that should be like quiet time, family time.
That makes a lot of sense. Theo said, God bless you guys. God has aligned something so special, and it's amazing to see you walk through this together. Love you guys.
Aww.
I'll tell you what, our husbands are probably the true MVPs in this. Hannah and I, up until May, that last week of May, while we were planning Brave Academy, we worked all day, right? So I'm a 7 a.m. school. I was a 7 a.m. school. She was a 9 or 10 o'clock school. We didn't align our schedules after you take your kids to practice, feed them dinner, come back home, put them to bed. Our schedule alignment was we were meeting probably like 3 times a week from the hours of 9 p.m. to about 1 a.m. And that's when we were planning Brave Academy. It was the wee hours of the night, and that's when we were building the website. That's when we were creating the student handbook, the registration packets. Like the work that was poured into it was at nighttime, and our husbands were troopers through that. So really, like seeing him say that right now, it reminds me, like our husbands are great, and they know when we need a pick me up. They know when we've reached our limit, and they're good at reminding us of that. Because it's hard. It's really hard, and we believe so strongly in a good education that we're pouring it into this, because our own kids are going to be going here. Our friends' kids are going to be going here. So we want it to be top-notch education, and we're pouring so much into it that our husbands have been amazing at supporting us through this, and our friends.
Absolutely. It's definitely a family affair.
Yes.
And remember, you're not going to have to do all this pre-prep stuff again. You might make little adjustments and everything. So like, as hard as all of this was, like, you guys are going to just rock it out, I think.
Yeah. We were just talking about that yesterday, or maybe I was talking to someone else, but we were talking about that, how like once we get through this initial startup, I mean, it's going to be so nice to just like
Yeah.
go in, be with kids, teach kids, and then leave at 3 or
Yeah.
at 3:15
And
and
actually leave.
actually leave and be able to like take that mental load off of us and give that time back to our families.
Right. Exactly what you said. You wanted to have the children and other families implement. You guys can actually implement that in your own families too.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
taken a lot of the fluff out. We both just know that there's a lot of fluff in an educational day. There just is. Schools were created for working families, right? And
Mhm.
that's the bottom line. That's why we have the public school system. So you have to fill those 7 hours with things. And what we've done at Brave Academy is we've taken a lot of the fluff out. So the curriculum pieces that we have, they're meaningful, they're impactful, they're important. We're not doing a lot of those fluffy parts just to fill the day. When we're together, we're going to make it impactful. We're going to change kids. Okay, you got it wrong. Let's fix that now. Let's not wait 3 days to tell you that. So that's, it's going to be different.
Yeah.
It's going to be really different.
Keeping our groups small is really important to us so that we can have, right. Our groups, we're capping our group somewhere around 12 to 15, so that we can spend that time, like that individualized time in the moment. Like the best time to correct a mistake when you're learning something new is immediately in the moment. So when you keep class sizes small and we do a lot of small groups, it gives us time to be able to do that. But when you're in a class of 20, 25 plus kids, it's really hard to give the kids that individual attention. So that's something also that we are bringing to Brave Academy, is just like keeping in mind those small class sizes.
Yeah. And we are doing, we did cap it this year. We're at 35 kids that are there for full enrollment, which means that we're helping them with the core. And then we have about 15 kids in our co-op classes. So those kids are, the a la carte classes, which those are the kids that are like sprinkling in. They might come for just a writing class or just a reading class or just a math or just science. So we're keeping the cohorts pretty small, like Hannah said. So a lot of people are like, man, like you guys are on a wait list. That's awesome. Why not expand it this year? Like what, why are you capping it? And it's exactly what Hannah said is we want to do it right. We don't want to just grow so big. We don't want to say yes to everyone, accept all these people and accept all these students and then be overwhelmed and not be able to deliver that the right way. We want to really make sure we execute this the right way. And we want to do it right. It's sometimes I think that's the biggest problem is that we want to say, yes, welcome all, everybody's coming and let's just take them all. And you rush into it. And then before you know it, you're in over your head. And we did not want to do that.
We just want to make sure we have the right infrastructure in place in order to be able to like give the kids the best experience that we can. And also as teachers and wanting also to be able to have like a balanced experience for us as well. But yeah, all our classes are available a la carte. But we do have quite a few families because we've kind of taken the fluff out and it's a little bit of a shorter day. Have decided like to register in most of the classes. So we have quite a few kids who are registered that have decided to register in all of our classes. So that's exciting too.
Yeah.
So how'd you go about selecting like the curriculum, or is it just going to be like they tell you what kind of classes that they want?
So some co-ops do that. So that's the beauty of it. There's like no rules, right? It's like motherhood. Like there was no book to follow. That was a little bit overwhelming.
Well, we did have interest meetings originally with like some key group, some key members of our church who have, either our other teachers or friends of ours or have kids who would be interested in this kind of thing. And so we did host a couple of interest meetings where we just kind of like talked about what they would like to see. And they were able to give us input on the kind of classes that they were looking for. And we realized pretty quickly that actually families were pretty interested in reading classes. They were actually pretty interested in having like those core subjects. maybe because every kid is different. So there might be a family where they're teaching reading, but maybe it's not going so well. So they want to like give that part of their child's education, you know, to someone who can offer more support. So yeah, that was part of it.
And we went to, there's a local homeschool co-op curriculum store. It's actually a mom who was a teacher in public schools. She left, she homeschooled her kids, and she decided to open up a curriculum store in Tampa. It's called the Homeschool Hive. She's incredible. And we actually went to that place and we were like, well, let's look at what they offer. We knew that we wanted Christian-based curriculums, and we knew that she offered them there. So we went in with some ideas already. We had done some extensive research, actually. We had made lists of what to look at, things that we wanted to look at, things we were looking for in a curriculum, you know, whether it was a digital aspect or how many problems does it have in that math textbook, things like that. So we went there and we were able to put our hands on things. And for us, educators, this is like putting a kid in a candy store. Like we took our kids thinking like, oh, you know, we'll just be there a little bit. We ended up being there, I think 4.5 hours.
They were lovely. Like they were so helpful in trying to like help entertain the kids, but also answer our questions and kind of give us some direction based on like their experiences as homeschool moms. It was really amazing, and we really appreciate like the time that they took with us, and being able to like, I mean, just go through extensive curriculums. Like they had so many different kinds, and be able to like open the books and look through them and see the guides that go with them. It was a really great way to be able to choose, because otherwise you're just depending on whatever you can see online. It's totally different when you get to actually like look at those curriculums in person.
Yeah, and I think that was really neat, seeing what we liked and did not like about a curriculum. We've never been able to do that, right? As educators, we do go through in the public schools, they do go through choosing new curriculum, and they'll have a committee of people, and you can join that committee if you want. But to actually be the choice in that was really powerful. And you fall in love because you're picking it and you're seeing how they embed Bible stories in the reading curriculum, or even in the math curriculum, there's Bible stories, and it's just so powerful. And the science curriculum that we've chosen is so incredible. It's all Christian based. And I know that a lot of the times people will say, oh, you know, well, sometimes you can go a little bit too biblical, and where were the dinosaurs? I laughed because our pastor just said this a few weeks ago, and he's like, who cares where the dinosaurs were? Like, who cares? But they bring it back to a faith-based meaning behind it, and it's really powerful to see that. And I know that I long for that for my kids, and I know a lot of families do, instead of the mumbo jumbo that we get to read.
But as educators, like making sure that kids are getting a quality education, making sure it's like rigorous enough, that it's like meaty enough, was also really important to us. So we made sure like when we were picking curriculum that it had that aspect. It had you know, something that was fun and hands-on as well, because kids learn all different kinds of ways, but that it also was like, you know, gonna give them like good foundations and concepts. Like the science that we picked is like, it's you open it and it's colorful, it's got tons of pictures, it's got you know, diagrams, and like we're doing all about Earth and space this year, so it's you know, all the different parts of a volcano, and like very like, you know, science, like strong science concepts that are being taught with that like faith-based aspect incorporated.
It's been incredible. That was the best part, was choosing the curriculum. It was so much fun. It was literally kids in a candy store.
Like you guys in a candy store plus your kids.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what it was like.
Very cool. Well, Lindsay, I feel like I mean, not that I took over the whole thing.
I'm
but
totally honest with you. When it first came on, I don't know what happened to me. I got very emotional, so I was glad that you did.
Aww.
Emotional. I was about the whole time.
Yeah. Aww.
Like,
okay.
I'm proud of you.
Well, speaking of emotional, it's like this girl right here, Michelle's comment.
Yeah.
That I'm so
Um,
excited for this adventure, and you're an incredible educator, and I can't wait to see this grow.
That's hard to see because we've worked together. I mean, I've raised babies with her. It's one of my best friends. And then seeing like I think she saw a change in me when it happened. I'm gonna get emotional. She saw a change in me. I went through a lot in the past year and a half with my faith. I just came to see so much, and it's felt like once God shined the light on certain things, there was no turning back. And I think anybody who knows me, and I can say the same about Hannah, is that education is my passion. I love teaching. And when I was removed from the classroom 2 years ago to be a coach for teachers, I don't think that was an accident, or I don't think it was just my principal's plan or the assistant superintendent's plan. I really do think that that was God, like saying, like, I need you to see. I need you to see the good, the bad, and the ugly, because there is good, there is bad, and there's really ugly. And walking away from public education, I have learned you can never say never, because I was like, I will retire as a teacher. I will never leave education. It's the perfect job and all these things. And I'm not leaving education, but I am walking away from a pivotal piece of my life. And I know Hannah is too. And you say emotional, Lindsay, and it's been a roller coaster of emotions since October when I realized it. I work with incredible people, and Michelle, even though she's one of my best friends outside of work, we've worked together since I think 2020 or 2019 in 2 different schools. And I think of that, like what I'm walking away from, and the things, the sad, the things that I love, and it's sad and emotional, but I know I'm being called to this. And when you're being called to something, it's emotional because it's a leap of faith. You know, this has truly been a leap of faith, and we're just following, we're being faithful followers right now. And we know that this is where we're being called, and it's emotional, it's scary. And there's so many people supporting us, people that, I mean, have been with us for so long, friends and family. I can't even tell you how many texts Hannah and I get a week, sometimes in a group chat, but people will just be like, we're praying for you, you're on our mind. And they don't even, I mean, God knows we needed it in that moment, but they have no idea what it means in that moment, because it makes you stop and go, whoa, like this is so big. This is big. And it's emotional.
Well, I feel like you're like an amazing teacher. And I feel like you have all these innovative ways to educate children. And this is like allowing you to just go. And
Yeah.
Like you said, you know, you're breaking a lot of chains, and it's uncharted territory, but it's, you know, you've been groomed for it. You're both very, very well prepared. Like this is where you've been going. Yeah. Where you're supposed to be.
When Lynette and I connected, I definitely felt like that feeling come over me, like this is what you've been preparing for. You know, like I started in private schools. I taught a combined 6th, 7th, and 8th grade classroom. It was 12 kids. It was a very small private school. So it was 12 kids in the middle school. The whole middle school was 12 kids. And I had that class. So I had to learn how to teach multiple grade levels in one classroom. And I did that for 4 years and absolutely loved it. And then we moved to a charter because we left Miami, which was where I was originally from. And it was the best experience because I got to put my hands on a little bit of everything. And I have tons of like different examples of experience like that. But then to come back now and get to kind of like do that again, because I'll be taking over the middle school classes, the middle school grades for Brave Academy. And I'm like going back to where I started. So it's a very full circle moment.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Will Brave go to 8th grade, or how old?
This year we're going to 8th grade, yes.
K through 8. So we are K through 8 this year. We have roughly like 5 to 6 in each grade level. I think the middle school might have like 3 to 4 in each grade level. But yeah, I mean, it's funny because I think back at when we launched this and I was like, okay, we'll take like 20 kids this year. Like, we'll just see how it goes. And Hannah was
we
like,
need
yeah,
a
20
minimum
is
of 12.
yeah, we were like, and our pastor was like, well, how many do you need to get this launched? And we're like, 12. Okay. And then Hannah and I were like, okay, 20. Okay. Wow. Okay. So it looks like it might be like maybe 24. And then here we are, and we're sitting at like 40-ish, like a little over 40. And we're like, oh gosh, like, it's real.
We just go back and forth to each other. This is crazy.
Yeah.
I can't believe this.
Yeah. And I think it's we like I said, like I can't even tell you guys, like we could sit here for hours and talk about the moments that led up to this, that made this happen. But with our teaching experience, I mean, it is truly, that's how you know God's hand is on it, is because he made it so perfect. Like it was the amount of, gosh, the amount of, if I like were to list out the resume for both of us, it's incredible. It's really incredible. And I think I want to note too that last year Hannah was teacher of the year at her school. So she's like a really big deal because that's a really great school.
Thank you.
And it's
congratulations
a really
on that.
They handed it to me and then I was like, and I'm leaving.
And I'm leaving. Thank you for this. This is where I'm going to leave. Just so leave it on a high note.
I'm just going to leave out on a high note. Yeah, exactly.
We're in such alignment that that's kind of what happened to me at my last school, was that it was the same thing. They gave me teacher of the year. They nominated me teacher of the year. And then I was like, I'm going to go open up a school. Bye. I went and opened up a school. So it's crazy though. But I feel like when God presents a door, you got to walk through it, and we've done it. I mean, we're doing it. And the outpouring support from the community has been really incredible. And we've met some really incredible people along the way that have helped us in so many ways. So it's been really cool to see it all happen.
So that was one of the things that I had in my notes of like, relationships within the local community and businesses, and how like local organizations and businesses can help, and what types of things that you guys would need for other people to be involved and to support you.
Yeah. Well, one of the main ways to support, I want to note too that our governor has made it possible for kids to receive scholarships, right? Mm-hmm. So there's something called the Step Up Scholarship, and you have the choice of either attending a private school, you can attend a homeschool co-op, or you can just transfer to a different school and that will cover your transportation. So we have students that are receiving the Step Up Scholarship, but there are families who might not qualify for that, or it's not actually hard to qualify, but they might not reach the deadline in time, especially families that might be looking into us now. So we do have sponsorship scholarships, and that information is on our website. There's different tiers of support that we could receive donations so that we can sponsor technology in the school. I know that that's something that has been weighing on our heart right now, is that we really want technology for the school. We've asked families to bring devices, but we would love to offer those services right off the bat. So there are ways to donate on our website. There is a page about sponsorships, and we are asking for any donations to go through there, because they fill out a form and then we would contact them basically and give them the information. So yeah, we would like either to help families become, to get their scholarships for the school to pay for tuition, or even just a startup fund, because we would like to offer a lot of those things.
And we have like like she said, the sponsorship information is available on our website. And for businesses, that would include like being able to like have their logo or website linked on a page of our website. And then also advertising like in our monthly newsletter that goes out. Like there are those kinds of opportunities for businesses too. If they want to become a sponsor, then we can also like have work their logo and their information into our website and newsletter for advertising.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So we have. Go ahead, Lindsay. I cut you off.
I was saying the website is wearebraveacademy.org.
Yes.
That's exactly what I was going to say. was gonna say it's along on the bottom on the banner.
Yeah, I see that.
And, we did have somebody comment that they have a 4th and a 5th grade son and daughter. There it is, and she did want some information on it. So I don't know if she's still on here or not, but
we can definitely reach out to her too. Hope, did you ever see? Yeah. And then, there is a contact information on there if you log into our website, and there's an interest mock form that you fill out, and then that comes to us, and then we reach out to the families once they're interested. So it's right on our website. They just fill out a form saying that they're interested, and we touch base. Some of our classes say that they have full enrollment, and that we are on a wait list, but there's a possibility that there could be another class that she's interested. So don't always go by the wait list. It's always good to fill that out and let us know.
And also, like, even if it says wait list, it's good to be on that list, because then if we have enough students, then there's a possibility that class could open.
Yes.
If there was enough enrollment, enough interest in that grade level, we could potentially host another class with another teacher. So it's always good to reach out, even if you see that it's waitlisted, because there are still opportunities for enrollment.
Yes.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe you guys will bring on some more teachers, or who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, we currently have 2 more people that we have brought on already. So it's exciting. It's really exciting.
Somebody just popped in a question, and they were asking if it's a public school through Pasco County or a private school. And of course, I'll allow you to address that question.
Yeah, so it is neither. It is. That's what's really fun, is that it's neither. We are a homeschool co-op, so we are not a public school through Pasco County, and we're not a private school either. We are a completely different entity. So we're a homeschool co-op where you can select the classes that you choose with us. So if you check out our website or send out a contact to us, we will reach out to you, and we can always give you some more detailed information on that.
Theo just said K through 12 coming in hot.
There's a lot of interest and hope that we will continue to add grade levels. Right now, we are confident in saying that we can offer K through 8, and that will be reevaluated with time.
Yeah. There's a lot of people.
Yeah.
That are like, what are you offering for high school? We have quite a few 8th graders actually coming. So it's definitely, I mean, we're thinking about it. You know, what it will look like, we're not sure yet. I think back to something that our pastor said to us, is he's like, I don't know the method. I just know where it ends up. I know that I want Brave Academy. I just don't know how it will happen. And that's kind of where we're at right now, is like, we know we want that, right? We want it to be K-12. We are not sure of how soon that will happen or how that will happen.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
But what we've learned, definitely, at least I've learned in this process, is that the how is not up to me. That's out of my control. All I can do is take the next step forward and step in faith, and he provides. Up until now, it's been an incredible experience to just walk in faith.
Yeah.
Because it really, I mean, every time we hit something that we think might be a roadblock, I mean, just a way is made, and it's incredible.
Yeah. It has been like that. It will be a really incredible testimony and we've said this the whole time. We're like, gosh, I cannot wait to sit down with future us. Like, it really will be an incredible testimony of stepping out in faith, because when you feel a calling, or when you feel that nudge, following through with it is hard, but it's always worth it. And like Hannah said, obstacles will arise. It is inevitable. I mean, little things here and there, and then all of a sudden there'll just be a way. Yeah.
Yep.
And I think it has a lot to do with just trusting in him. You know, we're not trusting anyone else. We lift each other up. And I keep saying, like, the days where I'm like crashing, Hannah's like, and the days where Hannah's crashing, I'm like, all right, come on, let's go. Like, we really support each other. A good support system is necessary.
Yeah.
but really surrendering it to him and trusting him, because he is going to take you along for the ride. He really will. And it will be beautiful.
So I had a random thought when you said you want to sit down with your future self. You guys should do like a little like video or something together or separately, and just, you know, before the school year starts, and then do another one at the end of the year.
That's a great idea.
You can like actually sit down with yourself and be like, wow, I felt that way. And, you know, to see how
that's a really good idea.
And
I love that.
Like that would be really fun, almost like a time capsule, but like
yeah.
a short.
Well, we've talked about a time capsule too.
Yeah, like with the kids, like on the first day, you know, starting one.
But for us, we did not think about us. I really like that, Hannah.
Yeah.
I do like that. I was talking to my daughter. She just turned 10 a couple of weeks ago. And I said to her, you know, the next time you have a birthday, we'll have done a whole year at Brave Academy. Like, how crazy is that?
Yeah.
That this will, the first year will be behind us the next time we celebrate your birthday. And that was just like a moment that I was like, wow, like, it's happening.
Yeah. The time does not stop. It keeps going.
Yeah. It doesn't.
I mean, it's almost like Christmas already.
Yeah, it's basically Christmas.
Basically 2025.
Yeah.
School supplies will be out in August, and Christmas trees will be up.
Yep.
They're already out. I think they're already out.
I was going to say.
Are they?
Go to the craft store. It's ridiculous.
I should go. Yeah, we should go to Hobby Lobby. I bet they're up.
Don't do it. They're all there.
They have the Grinch tree and everything. I've already scooped it out.
Oh, it's happening. It's happening.
I mean, I want to put my Christmas tree up. I don't know what anybody else.
It does bring joy. It does bring joy. That's
I love it.
My middle child loves Christmas, and she literally was playing Christmas music she plays Christmas music all year long. Like, it's crazy to me. We were in the kitchen and she had it on the Alexa.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
In her room to this day. Yep.
I think she had it on. Like, she's had it on like in some of our phone calls, and you're like, "That's my child playing Christmas music."
Christmas music.
Okay.
Absolutely love Christmas.
I mean, I'm not mad at it. I love Christmas too.
I do. And some of the other music she chooses to listen to, but
that's true.
It is July court. Like, we're listening to Christmas. It's good.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
All right.
So I guess we'll see where we are in a year from now. We'll watch this podcast. We'll chat again in 1 year.
Yeah, I was going to say we should chat again at the the end of the year and be like, okay, how are we feeling?
Yeah.
Chris suggested we talk to you after the first week.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe not the first week. The first month is always really exhausting for educators.
Yeah, I think for any teacher, no matter what, let alone starting up a new school.
It's the hardest.
So those first few weeks, you're just trying to figure out routines, procedures, just trying to find the flow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's a good idea, Chris, but no. You are denied.
Exactly. I can't. This was fun. This makes it more real. Things like this make it more real too. It gets more and more real.
Yeah.
These little things.
Exciting.
It's close. It'll be here before you know it.
1 month, almost 1 month.
Yep. 1 month.
We get to go. Yeah. I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Super grateful. Thank you, girls. Thank you. You both have been a great support in the background, always, as friends. Always a big support.
Biggest cheerleaders you got.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Always. It's all about who you have in your corner. I just read a book on that. Like, it really is important who you have in your corner, because those are the people that will lift you up when it's not good, and also cheer you on when it's really good and celebrate with you. Yep. So thank you, girls.
That's really why I love, our church. They really do stress community.
Yeah.
Like we need to be around other people to cheer us on and to support each other. That's super important.
Yeah.
100%.
It's really important.
So for all the information, they go to wearebraveacademy.org. We also have a phone number, 727-755-7627. And we are gmail.com.
What does that spell?
It's 727 wait, let me see it again.
755, right?
Yeah, 755 roar. And the amount of time we poured into that, because we're the Brave Academy and it's our mascot's a lion, it's 727-755 roar. And the amount of time poured into making that happen was probably unnecessary, but it was
fun.
Like, I mean, forever. That's the important. I mean, yes, like
yeah, it's important.
It's important because that's what's going to be forever.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
Why we'll remember you. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Taking
time for the details is really important for us.
Yeah.
I wish I had a cool phone number.
You can probably at a cost, but you can.
On the list to make Kayla.
I'll have to mark that down. I'll be starting to research that.
I know somebody that can help us with that. Mr. Jesse Guthrie can help us with that.
Oh yeah, he could. He's so good with that. Jesse's been a huge help the other day. Theo showed up with a Brave Academy shirt for himself. I don't even have a Brave Academy shirt yet. He shows up and it has like a Bible verse in the back and it's our logo. And I was like, oh, is that for me? He was like, no, this is mine. Who made it? Jesse. Jesse made me the shirt. Okay, so Jesse made you a shirt. What? Oh yeah.
Like,
it's
well,
interesting.
I would like to have a shirt also.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Yeah.
All that's in the works. We're fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Not a big deal.
Yeah. Well, thank
All
you,
right,
girls.
ladies. Well, I think we pretty much covered everything. So we'll also put your contact information in the comments below. So that way, if anybody needs to get a hold of you guys and wants some more information, they can easily do that.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Thank you so much.
Excited for you both, and we'll be coming around to see how it's going soon.
Yeah. Not too soon, but soon.
And open-ended soon.
Yeah. Thank you, girls, so much for having us on here. Thank you.
Thank you. It was awesome to talk to you guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Have a great day, guys.
You too. All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.